welcome to the Spiritual Reality Show. And good day, featuring Janet Miller. How are you?
I'm so excited to be here, Vivica. This is so fun. And, we did it for a purpose. It's going to be fun, but it's a purpose to bring people like what we've been going through as healers and energy workers and channelers that, we are bringing through our own issues and fears. And, it's not an easy time for anybody.
No.
So it's kind of like a support, but yet it's going to be fun because we're human. We're all human. You got to realize, I mean, we're that divine being in this meat suit, if you want to call it. But, we're really, we need to know that we're all the same. I don't care where you are in your spiritual work, what your decisions have been over the past 2.5 years. We've all been like put through the ringer. I think it's the ringer. I don't know what else to say. It's
I
the
completely
spiritual
agree with you.
ringer. Yeah, it's,
I know.
it's everything. Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
so before we get started, I know we're very excited because this is the first time for both of us doing live
Mhm.
here on YouTube. So I want to make sure that we're in the heart space and that we're opening up for the guidance of spirit.
Yes.
So why don't I just guide us into in a small meditation, and for you who's watching can join us. And I'm just going to see if there's anybody, because I haven't done this before. So I just want to make sure there is somebody watching. Thank you to you who's
Yay! Well,
watching.
welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. We're so happy you're here. Yeah, we're so I've never done this on YouTube live like this either. So we're little virgins here doing the
Yes.
virgin thing.
Yes. So, but I'm
It's
getting a
nice to
thumbs
be
up,
that
which I
again.
love.
Isn't it nice to be that, huh?
Yeah, it is. So let's do the meditation, shall we, Janet? Just to make sure that we're
Yes,
in that right
yes,
space, shall we?
absolutely. I
So why
love it.
don't we just close our eyes and just make sure that you're opening yourself up. Your heart is open and your hands are showing upwards. And let's just take a deep breath, breathing in, hold, and release. Breathing in once more, hold, and release. One last time, breathing in, hold, and let go. And as we continue breathing in our natural rhythm, I want you now just to listen to my voice and allow yourself to be guided. Opening your heart by breathing into your heart, filling your heart with your breath, bringing your soul, strengthening your soul as you breathe and release. And with every breath and every release of your breath, you feel and sense your auric field expanding, inviting in the spiritual guidance, your guides, masters, anyone standing next to you, wanting to be in your presence and to support you and help you through these times. We now invite into our space. Send out a loving thought and open your heart and allow the guidance of spirit. Breathing in and letting go. And now just open your eyes and be here present with us, Janet.
Thank you, Vivica. That was really, really lovely. So it's so important to ground. And it's so interesting. I mean, I'm going to just jump in here because
Mm.
obviously I like to talk. I can see this already.
You go ahead.
But I have to say, I have to have something good to say. That's what's important.
Mm.
I did a lot of breath work. Breath work has been coming to me as a way of, helping me to adjust and to connect to what's going on even with me internally, because there's been so much upheaval with family, friends, everything around us, even our own soul groups or even our own spiritual groups. There's so much changing, And I've needed to really center myself and to really like separate myself, take a quiet moment. So I've done breath work twice and it's been really phenomenal. I had never done it before. And it's just a huge process to
Mm,
release. And I released so much in my last session that I did locally. It was two
mm.
local live sessions. I was at the in the building with everyone, and it was fabulous. To be in community again too was fabulous.
Oh,
You
yes.
know?
Yes, I
Yeah. Have
totally.
you tried breath work?
Yes, I have. And to be honest, every single morning I start the day with setting the intention for the day.
Hmm.
So what I do is I use my breath. And to me, my breath is not only bringing life to my body, my physical body, it's pulling in my soul. It's anchoring my soul within my heart space again to be aware and present so that I can actually use my intuitive senses and be more in tune with what's going on in my life. And not only that, as a channel, it's important for me to be aware and to sense what's going on around me. And without me doing my breathing exercises and anchoring that soul energy within my physical body, then I'm lost. I'm etheric. I'm just out there and I'm not grounded like
Yes.
you said. So the breath just to ground your spirit in your physical body, it's key,
Hmm.
especially in
Hmm.
these times. So
Yes,
really,
I,
yeah,
I so
I
agree.
totally agree. Do you have any other spiritual practices that really do help you through these times?
Well, I got introduced to a device called the AO scan, and I don't want. I'm not pitching this. I'm just telling you about what I've been going through. It's been 2 years now, and it's a fabulous device that brings in frequency, and we use something called the inner voice. And the inner voice is connecting to the frequencies in you. It's connecting to your subconscious. So when I play it, we get four tunes, and it connects to the subconscious ways we think about ourselves. So it's amazing what we think about ourselves that we would never admit it in a million years. And when it comes up, it's sort of like, ouch, that's really hard to see. But yet, if we're really owning our divine light, as my name of my shows and my own website says, I feel that this has grounded me so much because I play the frequencies. They're like 3 minutes each. It's 12 minutes a day, and you play it. And that has grounded me so much. And that's another way. And I'm breathing, like I'm sort of stabilizing, I'm grounding, and I'm coming into stillness, which to me is so important right now. To be in stillness and to be at peace with myself is
I'm
so
I'm
important
sorry,
right
I have
now.
to interrupt, Jen, because you said something very important. I think because I've been speaking, I have my podcast, so I do speak with
Yeah.
other teachers and healers from around the world. And we're all saying the same thing at this
Mhm.
moment, how important stillness is. Not only, when just being still, just being so still that you can actually resonate with your soul, the frequency, the vibration, which you're now explaining that you're doing with this meditation or these sounds, but to listen and understand your own vibration and that it has a frequency and that it has a tonality. It's so important. So I actually allow, that's part of how I started to channel as well. It was
Mhm. Mhm.
releasing and letting go of any control of what's going on, just being in stillness and allowing in spirit in that stillness, because in stillness you can hear a lot what's going on. I mean, stillness
Absolutely.
is pretty loud if you're
It
still
is.
enough. Yeah.
Yes.
And
And
that's when I could be that channel for that vibrational, my soul's vibration, if you wish. And
mhm.
that's so I use my voice, and I do not control. I'm not a singer. I just allow it. And
Yes.
sometimes I start chanting, or I have a spirit guy called chief of the Holy Land. Sometimes I just go in and I chant and allow him and the rhythm that he brings. It's such a healing process. But unless you take your time to be still, you won't allow this, the energy in, this guidance of spirit. Like you said, your own
Yes.
spirit. So you're
Yes.
tuning yourself to your own spirit. I just wanted to put it out there because that's what my heart bubbles with joy every time I can speak about allowing the soul to be free within the human experience, because we do
Yeah.
imprison ourselves in so many ways, in so many ways.
And we're so distracted in so many ways as well. So to bring yourself into stillness is really it's really a challenge, because I've even to sit and meditate for, I like to meditate, when I give myself the time for, that's why the frequencies that I listen to in the morning is my time. It's my stillness time. So it's really only 5 minutes, but it certainly centers me for the day, and it certainly opens up like this spaciousness in my day.
Mm.
I don't feel like, all rattled when I go into my day. I feel steady and I feel harmonious in myself.
Okay, so
So
I have
it's
a
really,
question for you.
yeah.
This is interesting because I found myself needing more time to meditate. Usually I could do 5 to 10 minutes and be grounded and find myself within, the balance or in alignment. Now, in this new period or this new era, after we all describe what's happening and on different ways, but I experience standing in a shift. I'm like in the wave,
Mhm.
the energy of that wave, and so there's so much energy, and it's like it's moving, and it's different vibrations and frequencies, and there's fear and there's love,
Yep.
and just finding your way through that. I find myself having to meditate for a longer period of time every day just to be able to be that alignment and to be still and to actually have that um, tuning into what was easy for me prior to this shift or this energy shift that was coming.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I use more time. What about you? How do you feel?
Well, I used to like to do that. Now I feel like it's a little too much for me. So we're all different.
Mm.
And so that's why I will sit and I'll listen to certain like talks or podcasts, or I'll read a book that it's really calling me. I'll do something quiet. I can sit out in my backyard and watch the birds in my yard. I mean, that's meditating without really meditating. I mean, it just allows yourself the stillness. It's really just to bring yourself into stillness, and don't have the ear pods in your ears, and don't have your phone on. Just be looking at nature, listening to the sounds of the birds, which I did yesterday. It was absolutely the most beautiful thing. And it's the weather's changing here, so we're going into spring. It is spring. We're going almost to summer now, but it's fabulous because we've gotten birds coming that we never had before. We
Oh,
created this. We wanted to see these certain birds, so we put the right feeder up and the right food. And it's just magical to see nature popping in like that, and it just makes me so happy. And my husband's an amazing gardener. So our whole yard is bursting with flowers and color. And it brings me joy. So all
oh,
I have to do is sit in my backyard to bring me joy and peace and
that's so
stillness.
key. The joy,
Right.
bring the joy, whatever makes your heart bubble with joy.
Hmm.
That's,
Hmm.
that's key for this moment in time. We really do need to be more joyful, more happy, and more playful. I think
I
that's
think
also
so.
the reason why you and I said, let's do this. We don't
Let's
know, we
play.
don't have a clue what we're
Yeah.
doing. We have nothing on live stream on YouTube,
Right.
but just let's do it and have some fun, because I think
Right.
that's so key to have. And not
Yes.
only that, the spirituality can, for very many people, I've worked with a lot of people and I also speak to a lot of other teachers, and we hear that there's a very separation, or what is the English word, more like a duality now. It's
Oh
more
yeah. Well,
visible
there's a
now.
split. There's a
Yeah.
split. Yeah.
So it's kind of to not become taken by that.
Yes.
It's so important to keep the light-hearted, the light-minded, the fun, the humor, like you said, just being outside, choosing to play, and just finding or getting back into the natural way of being now that we're free again. We can walk out, we can be together, we can do stuff and
Yeah,
just have fun.
we're getting there, and we have to keep it there.
We have to keep.
That's all I have to say. But yes, my whole I had to slow my whole life down since about March. I mean, literally, I was just so keyed up. I just had to stop. I
Mm,
had to stop everything. I was going to start another show because I do online summits and things, and I didn't do it. I had some fabulous people lined up, and I had to write them a note and say, "Hey, I can't do this right now. I really need like space." And everybody was like, "I understand." My other friend had to do the same thing, and it was hard for me. It's so hard to, let go of something that you really enjoy, and usually I'll push my way through that.
mm,
And now I've learned a little bit about human design, which isn't something I do. I do something else called divine design mapping. But human design is very exciting because it teaches me. I'm a projector.
mm.
So a projector is someone who has to be invited in. So when you invited me onto this, I was like, oh my gosh, I've made this space for this amazing opportunity to be with Vivica.
Mm.
And, I'm so grateful. And yet I needed that space also for myself. So it's been a couple of months, and then we connected, and look what came up. You just said, "Hey, I think we should do this." And I was like, "All right, let's do it."
Let's
And
have some fun. I mean,
right. And we're also helping others, and
yeah,
I feel like I had to do a lot of inner child work. Inner
yeah,
child work was key because, I've been doing work for years and years and years. I mean, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I think you have too.
yeah,
Quite a while. And I know you're younger than me, but still,
yeah.
I
It's about 15 years now.
yeah, yeah. And so I started in 1999 with Reiki.
Yeah.
So then I went to healing school in 2000 and 2003, up to 2003. So that was really cool. And but what I found was I still didn't quite understand what my inner child was. What is my inner child? I didn't quite connect to it in a good way. And one of my friends kind of said, "Well, that inner child is just allowing the play and
Mm,
the joy. Allow your child to play and bring joy to you." And that is really the truth of how you connect with your inner child.
mm,
When you like, some people like to do coloring books, like coloring books was the rage years back, right? Some people just like to draw. Some people like to sing. Some people like to just put on music and dance around the room. I used to do that all the time. Um, go for walks, call a friend, just have a bitch session, whatever you got to do, if
yeah.
you really need to like let it out about something, just let it out, share it, because we're all going through so much, and we're hurting, and, all kinds of things are happening to people. There's the good, the bad, the ugly, and, it's all of it.
Mm. And I
So,
think it's important to kind of just to make it clear that even though you've been on a spiritual path for so many years, I still learn something every day. I'm here to learn. I'm open and I do experience pain. I just had a meeting with my group yesterday, no, 2 days ago. Anyway, and they had to assist me in repairing my auric field. So I
ah,
have gotten a kind of a, how do you say, an open space where I was
yep,
leaking energy. And
sure.
so I didn't understand where that came from. I've been working and but who's watching maybe don't know, but I'm a life between lives hypnotherapist. So I work with people since 2012. So I'm certified by the Newton Institute and I do soul readings. I have my spirit guide Zarius with me and I do channel Zarius in the order of 7. So I kind of feel the energy of what's going on around me. But even though I have all these tools or skills or gifts, if you wish,
Hmm. Hmm.
I still find myself having to dig deep. I mean, really dig through the layers to connect and to understand what's going on. And that's when I see that I'm a multi-dimensional being and I can see that what I'm working on right now is actually that the space, the leakage, it showed me a past life that was
Mm.
telling me about something I was going through, could relate to going through the pandemic and finding what used to give me fulfillment no longer served me in this time. So I had to find my new path, if you wish,
Mhm, mhm,
really listen to your soul's calling. And it's so hard because you keep telling yourself these stories and that's also the inner child work and I got old stories from my inner child coming up again. I've worked with this, I've traveled, I've seen, but there was new nuances to what I've already worked on. And now I could go even deeper because I was ready, the frequency wise, I was ready to do it. And I was ready to understand the leakage and what was needed. I had to have that experience. So I
Yeah.
embrace whatever comes, even though it's painful. I always look at life as this is a gift. If I go
Mhm.
into my heart, I understand that there's something I'm here to learn. I'm understanding that my life, this is my life. I have to embrace it. I have to be aware of what's going on in my life, and I have to take responsibility. And I have
Yeah.
to really work on those stories that no longer serves me and that keeps me stuck in the past.
Yeah.
Even though, so
Yes.
I'm doing a lot of soul retrieval, which I can recommend for people who, if you find yourself always going back to the same stories, like I said, working, soul retrieval is really powerful, just to
Mhm.
make sure that you implement or integrate all the soul parts that's been shattered and that's flying around in space, if you wish.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you could, yeah.
Yes.
So that's also very powerful in these times, to really work, do soul work, to embrace that inner child and to
Yes.
have that inner child grow up with you. I believe
Yeah.
my perspective is that we'll always have that inner child that will
Oh,
assist
yeah.
us, but we'll love that. I mean, we'll have to be channels of love. We have to love that
Mhm.
inner child. Like like never before. It's time to love. Love, love,
Yes.
love.
Yes, and I so agree because I've had to do some huge deep work, on attachments as well. I mean, a lot of us are attached in ways we don't realize, and attachment energy is powerful.
Mhm.
And if we don't realize we have it, and I think everybody has it in some way, shape, or form, uh, they have to work with it. I had to have a huge session with somebody, and it was mind blowing, and it totally connected me to something that could be a past life. I haven't totally identified it yet. I'm allowing it to just sort of work its way out.
Yeah.
But it was huge for me because I was literally being suffocated by
Yeah.
these attachments. I
Mm.
mean, it was amazing. She said, I can't even believe that you could call me and ask me for help because I don't even think they were going to allow you to call the way I was so attached. And I mean, I'm like, how did that happen? We don't even realize what's going on around us until things are hitting the fan, and mine was hitting the fan. And I knew something was up and I just knew who to go to. I knew the right person I was guided to. And I happened to have her on one of my shows in the past. And I said, this is the person I know I've connected with her for a reason. And then all of a sudden the reason came up. And I called her within a day and she's a busy woman. And she said, Janet, I have the time. And
Oh.
I was like,
Mm.
wow. And she said, that never happened. So obviously it was meant to happen.
Yeah.
So, I was blessed. So I'm saying to anybody that out there that needs help, you're going to be guided to the right person. If it's one of us, we can help you in different ways. If it isn't, there's somebody else. We can guide you to other people if we don't feel we're the right fit. I would never work with someone that I don't feel I'm the right fit with or I can't do the right thing for them. And I just, we can also, we all share this with each other. And I mean, that's the way it works. I mean, we
Yeah.
have to, there's no competition here. It's just
No.
helping each other
Yeah.
and, working together. And this is
We're going
what
to
the
save
community
this
is meant
world
for.
together, Janet. We have to
Yes,
be in unity, and that's when we have to stand in a I look at it as a circle of love. We're standing hand in hand, and we have to support each other.
it's so huge. And, I've really come to a space where even if I don't agree with people's choices, I have understood why I don't agree anymore. And it's okay. The agreement is my choice, but they also have their choice. And
Yeah.
I just have to have the open heart to allow everyone to make their choices. And I've made mine, and we're all going to coexist together in
Yeah.
some way, shape, or form, or we're not. It just depends on how it all works out. I mean, things change. I mean, relationships have been changing tremendously right now. I mean, people's relationships there's things that are drifting away, there's brand new ones coming in. I mean, it's whatever is meant for you if you're allowing it. If you're, like you say, make the space, be in that stillness, give yourself breathing space. I mean, it's so important right now to breathe and give ourselves the space to look at our inner self, what's going on internally that we're not giving attention to. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So whatever's happening in our outer world right now, even the chaos in the world, is a reflection of humanity's inner world. And a lot of people, I'm not saying, other people, a lot of people are, working hard to, shift things, and then there's other people who are still really, we're all still, working through everything together at our own pace.
Mm.
So, it's a powerful time, and we've all been brought here for a reason. We're all
Yes.
masters in our own sense.
Mm.
We wouldn't have been here, as they say, the others stepped out of line so we could come, knowing that we could help the shift. Whoever is here is meant to be here to help the shift.
Mm.
And,
I
we're
just
at all
want to
levels. Yeah, go ahead.
say something about, we've all chosen to be here in this
Yeah,
specific time, and it's a special time for
it's a
humanity,
what?
and for it's a very special time for
Yes,
humanity and
yes,
Mother Earth and all her nature beings. And so today, being honest,
yeah,
truthful, and accepting yourself, your authentic self, your true nature, this is what is needed at this very moment in time. And if you, okay, so Spirit told me, so Zaris and Order of Heaven, I've channeled them for a group of people for 8 years. So I started in 2012, I think. My book came out in 2014, so we channeled a year. So, um, and we've gotten information about what's going on for humanity, but also
hmm,
for individual souls coming to Earth to serve, to use their power or your gifts. And knowing now that we're coming here and we're standing here united and we're actually doing this right now, it's actually a pivotal time for humanity and for souls wanting to be more open and in tune and wanting to be guided by the other side. So I can feel, that's why I wanted to invite in our spiritual guides and our masters, because we are being, if we're tuning in, like you said, tuning into your soul, and you're in that awareness, that unity with your spiritual team on the other side, the strength of that has increased with the vibration because it becomes stronger and clearer. You experience more, and I can feel that in such a more powerful way when I sit with my group, also when I channel, and also when we just come together for a ceremony to give healing
yes,
or to lift each other or just to be
hmm,
together. You can feel it because when you're true to who you are, you're authentic, that power, that love that you bring, it's unstoppable. I mean, it's your superpower. And
yes.
that's why I'm so excited for us to do this and really come together with people. I can see there's 3 people watching. Whoa, we got 3 people watching. Whoop,
Yay,
whoop.
welcome.
Happy
We're all
dance.
excited.
Happy
Yes,
dance.
happy dance. I'll do my happy dance.
Yeah. Love it. Love
Yes.
it. Love it. Love it.
So
Yeah.
yes, we have 1 minute left. So I just like there's some I got this letter that I thought was really cool, and it's
Yeah.
hard to show it here. It's healthy ways to express your anger. So if you've been angry, you got to get it out. You can't hold it in, because this is what gets you into dis-ease in your body. And dis-ease is disease. So you can write a letter, which I'm not going to say, but it's the right thing, what's the word, fu letters to somebody if you're really angry, but don't send it. Don't send that letter.
No, you
No.
no, don't do that.
And just get it out, like,
Yeah.
really just let it all out, like scream, like scream and yell at them in the letter if you have to. Get in your car and go to the beach, or yell. I mean, I learned that years ago. Get in your car, because people think you're singing in your car, and people have probably heard this before. Punch pillows or work out hard, lift weights, go to a boxing class or a rage room. I've been working out. I'll tell you, I haven't worked out in about 5 years. It's like I'm getting through it. I'm getting through it. And then punch, cathartic self expression, paint, sing, dance, or draw. And this is connecting to your inner child. Ask a friend, a therapist, or a coach to listen to you while you vent and get it out, which we mentioned earlier. And
Yeah.
listen to your anger and take action on what it's saying. So, to you, and, stick up for yourself in your letters. Like, know that whatever's going on out there, some of that is showing you what's going on in you. If you're ticked off by somebody, you have to look at why that bothers you, because it's usually going on in us personally. So that's my final word. Just
Okay,
healthy ways to get
that
it
I
out.
have one thing I have to say after you
Yes.
mention all that wonderful thing. When you've done that in the physical, because you're doing it on 3 levels. So when you
Yep.
do that, when you're finished doing that on the physical level, please do not forget to cleanse,
Yes.
cleanse, release,
And you
cleanse your
can burn it.
aura.
Yeah. Yeah. You can even take it out in your
Yeah.
yard and burn it. Put it in
Or
a
if you're in an
bowl.
anger room or whatever you said, remember to
Yeah.
cleanse the room.
Yeah. You can
You don't
sage
want
it.
that
You
energy
can,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
sage it, Palo Santo it, whatever you have. Yeah. Just, or intend it to clear. Just put
Yeah.
the intention out for your guides to help you clear it.
Yeah.
So those are our words of wisdom for today. It was
For
fun.
today. So,
Yeah.
those 3 people watching, I love it. I love that
We'd
there's
love
three
your
people.
feedback. If you have any comments, we would
Yeah,
love to hear from you. Just put
yeah.
them in the chat,
And
and we would love to
also,
hear
if
from
they
you.
have suggestions for us to
Absolutely. Any
themes,
topics they want
topics,
to hear. Yeah.
yeah, do you want to learn more about? We can do some sessions also, Janet. If we have,
Yeah.
when we get going, when we understand how
Yes.
this works
Yes.
properly, we'll have
This is
some
our
people come in
initial.
and we'll do some
Yes. This
sessions.
is this is
We'll-
our virgin journey.
Yeah, we'll do, we'll do some reading. I'll do some soul reading, and you'll
Yeah.
do some
It would
stuff.
be
And
great. I could do blueprint. I could do my
yeah,
divine design mapping. If someone just gives me their name ahead of time, I get
yeah,
to run it through my calculator, and then I can come in with some information for them. So there's lots of things we can do to help people and give them little insights into what's going on in their life, the things that they don't know about themselves. Because
yeah,
sometimes we don't even understand ourselves well enough. So when someone puts words to it, it just like opens all these doors. I found that for me, it's been tremendous help,
yeah.
tremendous help. And because I couldn't always put the words to my feelings, I was frozen. I mean, your feelings can be frozen. So
Mm.
you don't know you have frozen feelings until someone starts talking about things. You're like, oh, I feel like that. And I never really could put a word to that. So, we're here to help you put words to everything so that you can let it go. Let it, once you
Let
get
it
own it,
go, let it
once
go.
you own it and you grieve it, feel it, get that whole emotion out, then you're there's no more charge to it, and you get to let it go. You get to let
See,
it go, and it's what
did
you're
you
here
see
for.
this? I,
Oh, thank you,
I,
Annie. Thank
I'm
you
just
so
have
much.
to, let
Give
me
us
see
a
if I
heart.
can get it so you can
Thank you, Annie
see it.
Portland. We really appreciate your
There we
heart.
go. See? And this one too. This is
That is
for
so
to
awesome.
spread the love.
Merit, thank you.
Spread the
Inspiring
love.
to listen to you. Woo, we love it.
Woo!
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Janet, for
Yeah.
spending this time with us. It's wonderful. I
So
can't
this
wait
is
till next time. I will make sure that we give some more time in advance next time. But
Yeah,
if,
this is like we said, we're learning on
yeah,
our feet. We're learning on
yes,
our
we
feet.
are.
As I was always told, aim, shoot, and then adjust.
Yes,
So we're doing that.
we're doing
And
that.
this is the spiritual reality show, and we're in it to help you, and we're here. It's raw and real here. So we're here for you in so many ways. We love you all.
Love ya. And then just thank you for all the guidance. Peace and love.
Thank you, guides. We love you too. We're so grateful.
Bye.
Good night.